Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. I do want to let you know you can join us in the Freedom Zone right here. Click the join button, or you down in the description box, you can join us on Patreon or directly on YouTube right under any title of the video. We love having you in there. It's a great way to support the channel for next to nothing. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee, you get all the daily videos with zero Google ads, plus the extra content that we're getting into today. Now, one of the things I'm getting into today is self-custody. Okay. Now, I have made it very clear that I do not any longer self-custody my digital assets because the market is maturing and I have found what I believe is the best solution out here for where to put my crypto. And we're talking about it today in the Freedom Zone. And you're going to want to know about it because I'm telling you, there's some features here that I have not found anywhere else when it comes to where I put my crypto. And we're going to take that apart inside the Freedom Zone, along with other geopolitical events that I think are around the issue of digital assets. Join us inside for next to nothing. Great way to support the channel. $2.69 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 1.5%. However, Bitcoin back now over 80,000, 81,000 plus. Ethereum 1,500 plus. XRP's $2 on the nose. We're off 0.3 on the 24, and we're off 3.9 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at the range of price. Ranging between $1.93 and $2.03. I missed that dip. I would have got it, but I missed it. Mrs. Backup's probably happy that I missed it, but nonetheless, I'm not. I'm upset that I missed it. But you know what? It's okay. I've been doing what I can, and I know that I work in a disciplined fashion to get my bags together. And I'm super proud of myself for that because there was a time that I wouldn't have done that. Update, BlackRock sees $84 billion in Q1 in net inflows, and with $3 billion directed to digital asset products as iShares ETFs hits a record $107 billion. I'd say it's off to a good start, and we don't even have legislation yet. And listen to Charles Hoskinson. Boy, this guy has really turned into a man of the people these days.
No, I think Bitcoin will be over 250,000 by the end of this year or next year.
What's going to drive that, do you think?
What'll happen is that the tariff stuff will be a dud, and then people will realize that the world is willing to negotiate, and it's really just U.S. versus China, and a lot of people will side with us, some people will side with China. The markets will stabilize a little bit, and they'll get used to the new normal.
And I think that's pretty spot on, to be honest. And now the prediction I can't speak to, but the way he talked about the unfolding of the tariffs, we're pretty much seeing that right now anyway. And didn't we all expect that China would want to throw a fit when they've got the most to lose? I think it makes sense. And then here, Cardano Foundation CEO Frederick Gerard, I think it is, Gregard, I don't know. Anyway, Frederick says, yes, you can run Visa and MasterCard on a public permissionless blockchain. Uh-oh. We did over 90 million transactions in one day, fully secured by 3,000 stake pool operators. Yeah. Cardano people are going crazy right now, and shout out to them. MasterCard is a Ripple partner too, by the way. Just thought everybody should know. You want to hear it for yourself?
We think it's coming. So
This is the vice president of MasterCard.
as a result,
Chief digital officer, I should say.
we said, okay, well, let's at least get ready to set up the stage. And doing so, we're working with a number of different partners, with Ripple, DBS, different companies.
There it is, Ripple and DBS, and he is the head of product at MasterCard. I gave him 15 wrong titles. He's the head of product at MasterCard. So shout out to him. We're in there. We're all in there, right? Multi-chain world after all. It's a multi-chain world after all. Let's, we know the deal. Anyway, New York introduces a new bill to allow the state government to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payment. Uh-oh. Here comes Wall Street. This is New York, ladies and gentlemen, where they've kept it on lock for so long. because that's where Wall Street is, but no more. Lock in. And crypto and American innovation take a giant step forward yesterday. Congrats to Paul Atkins. Congratulations, Paul Atkins, on being confirmed as the chair of the Securities Exchange Commission. The SEC needs to quickly move away from failed policies of Gary Gensler and return to a common sense approach to regulate that encourages innovation and fosters economic growth. I remind you, Paul Atkins is also a member of the Digital Chamber. He is a crypto advocate. Now, I love this comment because Paul Atkins was confirmed yesterday 52 to 44 of the executive calendar. Number 61, Paul Atkins, to be the member of the Securities Exchange Commission for the remainder of the term, expiring in June 5th of 26. Now, on to XRP ETFs, says Smoke Dog. Yeah, and we've got 18 of them we're waiting on. And we know we're waiting on BlackRock to be number 19. Don't be shy, BlackRock. Now that we got Paul Atkins in there, let's go on and see some action. And speaking of action, the SEC's first order of business, now that Paul Atkins has been confirmed, is a crypto task force to hold a second roundtable on crypto regulation today. Loving that for all of us. And Ripple and the SEC just hit the brakes on their legal war over XRP. Both sides asked the court to pause proceedings as they inch toward a final deal. And it's not just talk. They've got an agreement in principle locked and waiting for the SEC sign-off. A $125 million penalty has been slashed to $50 million, and the only way to hear it is that the SEC was ordered to give $75 million back to Ripple. Years of back and forth, appeals, and headlines. Now both Ripple and the feds want out. This isn't just about Ripple. It could reshape how all crypto tokens are treated by regulators. Could XRP become the first real regulatory win for crypto believers? Is this the turning point we've been waiting for? Bitcoin.com news? Yes. Welcome to the game. It's the fourth quarter. We're down 3 touchdowns and the ball's going this way. And by the way, your helmet's on backwards. Where in the hell have you been? Jesus. Nonetheless, Ripple know adoption is coming. Ripple know the embrace is already here by the largest economy and superpower of the world, the United States. Anders highlights this right here he's found. Seems Ripple may launch other stablecoins in the future by looking at new job offering, product marketing lead, stablecoins, shape and drive our product and go-to-market strategies with a specific focus on real USD and other possible Ripple stablecoins. You see the position and you see the goal. You know, like the real yen or the real euro. I don't need to keep going. I think you get it, right? Besides, I think we noted I'd say 4 more of these before I forget what other currencies around the world they are. I can't name them all. We all know that. I think we all knew going in that Brad was good for about 3 or 4. And then that was going to be... Nonetheless, look, real USD is just the start of all of this. We need the rest of the world's money on this new digital on-chain economy too, or otherwise, what's the point? And no one gets that better than Ripple, I believe, or the president. And by the way, the president makes absolute crypto history, ladies and gentlemen. President Trump makes history by signing the first crypto bill into law. And here it is. David Sachs highlighting, as it's rightfully so. As promised, President Trump has signed the bill to repeal the DeFi broker rule that hurt this space so much just a couple years ago. Congratulations to Senator Ted Cruz, Representative Representative Mike Carey, and Representative Brian Steele for steering the resolution through Congress. It is so. And now we have our first real effective, not ineffective, because we did have that, but our first effective positively affecting rule signed into law by President Trump. And it's just one of many coming this year, according to him and the administration. Meanwhile, we do see this. Greg Crypto says, you know what? He's bullish as all get out here, and he's going to break it down for you. He's targeting anywhere between $19 and $45. Men lie, women lie, but charts don't lie. He says, I'm not improvising here. I'm relying on historical data to present future predictions. Will it rhyme exactly? No, because if it were that easy, everyone would be multimillionaires. Human emotions, however, one thing remains constant is human reactions and behaviors. He said, I love this quote from the movie Margin Call. You cannot control it, stop it, or slow it, or even slightly alter it. You have to just react to it. Make a lot of money if you get it right, or you'll be left by the side of the road if you get it wrong. And there have always been and always will be the same percentage of winners and losers. XRP family has been betting for a long time, and the historical data suggests intriguing possibilities for our favorite asset. Analyzing the 21 EMA and 33 MA, while these indicators may not show preemptive actions before a crash, they confirm we are in a bear market, indicating a curve bottoming structure after 777 days and the 770 mark before a bullish cross, looking at past blow-off tops. Last leg in the blow-off top phase in 2017, price found heavy support at the 21 EMA and experienced the last blow-off top. In 2021, the price breached both the 21 EMA and the 33 MA, and then pumped, resulting in a final leg that marked the cycle's blow-off top. XRP mimics the move. Now, here's my measured move. If XRP mimics either of these cycles, we could see price movements of 2,700% or 1,050%, putting XRP around $45 or $19. While his target has always been $27, please remember, dollar cost average, dollar sell average if you need the money. Stay steady, stay strong. There it is. Shout out to Eggrad Crypto for that. And look, I know a lot of people get down on him and other technical analysts, like, you've been calling these numbers for a long time. But to me, I think Eggrad Crypto is showing, as well as many other analysts out here. He's not the only one. He's not on a limb by himself. I think all these technical analysts out here see these numbers and talk about these relative price points and price targets. And the reason we haven't seen them is because of the fundamental news we need, which is signing crypto into law and getting the legislation passed where the world can start to use it. And once the financial institutions start to come into play, I think all of these targets that have been talked about for so long become an actual reality to some degree. And I can't wait for all of us to find out. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. We're going into the freedom zone, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss it today. I told you we're going to talk about why I don't self-custody and what I'm doing now. And you're going to love it, as well as much other news that is important that needs to be covered in here. We're going into the freedom zone. Click the join button and come on in. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Welcome back to the show.